Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Mara and today's message is about grounding your visions. So the angels wanted me to let you know the importance of grounding your visions, of anchoring higher vibrations in these times of heightened awareness. So I'm sure you've noticed that it's not the same anymore. It's like you can sense something in the air, right? Like you wake up with a lighter heart, with a fire, a little fire in your heart, wishing to do something different, wishing to live something different, wishing to long for something different and more meaningful and more deep, right? The things that brought you pleasure or excitement might not be the same ones anymore. Maybe you have the same ones, but you have other ones that are bringing light into your world right now. So the angels, they want you to know the importance to act on your intuition. So maybe there's one day that you don't feel sleepy anymore, that you wake up at night at 3 a.m., 3:33 a.m., for example, and then grab a journal, write down what you feel. Maybe you had an astral travel when you were sleeping. Ground. So act on it, write it down. So go for a walk. And grounding doesn't stay in going for a walk. Grounding means saying yes to the divine. Grounding means I feel you, spirit. So when spirit speaks, you listen. This means act on your hunches, right? On your hunches. Act on that thought of even the most basic things. One of these days, I was looking for a bookshelf, and then I was gonna go to one place, and suddenly I was in the street light, and then the angels told me, turn right. You're going to the other store. And as soon as I got there, I saw the exact one that I needed. And when I was looking for it in my mind, I had a vision, but it wasn't as clear as it got to be when I got that hunch, when I got that intuition, that sprinkle of light, right? That you get when you listened to that, subtle voice from the inside. So when I got there, I got the bookshelf, exactly what I needed. It was surprisingly less expensive than I was expecting to be. So it was perfect. For example, for me, I haven't been sleeping that much lately. And it's funny. Because sometimes I wake up and I say, okay, I'm not sleeping today, right? And I can literally feel them laughing. Like the angels, my guides, I can feel them laughing. I mean, it's like, okay. And then I go to my study room and then I meditate, I pray, I write down, I write and I don't know where sometimes things are gonna take me. But unless you act on them, you don't get to anchor that energy into the ground. So there can be these amazing energies, like right now are for us from heaven, right? These higher vibrations, and we wanting them to bring them to earth, but you have to act on them. You have to integrate the energy. So it's not only about the clean vessel, it's not only about the clean mind, it's about surrendering to the whisper. Remember when we were talking about the unknown? You need to surrender to the unknown. And how you surrender to the unknown? Act on it. You don't know where is it gonna take you. You don't know how is it gonna be, but you will eventually have the clarity when you follow the little step, and then the next little step, and then the next little step. When you don't see the way, the whole way, trust me, that's where you'll know that you're going on the right path. It's surprising, and I know it can be a little bit unsettling, because we've lived a life of the mind, a life from the mind, from the ego mind, from the I need to do this in this exact way so it can give this exact goals, so we can pursue these goals, so we can have these results. So everything is in a very structured way. But guess what? When we are in the path of the soul, when we want to liberate ourselves, when we want to elevate, when we want to illuminate ourselves, we need to surrender to the unknown and act on those calls, little calls, big calls. Let me tell you a funny story. Like 2 weeks ago, I told my family, like my husband and my kids, my daughters, I'm gonna go away for 1 day. I'm gonna go to a hotel. What? Are you okay? Is everything okay? Are daddy and you okay? And I said, everything is okay. I just need a day for myself, like 24 hours, or not even 24, like 20 hours for myself, to anchor this energy that I don't know. I need to be as still as possible for these to anchor, for me to be able to contain this energy and integrate it and irradiate it out, right? So when we get this moment of heightened intuition, of heightened awareness, it's very, very important to trust the process, to trust the journey, to trust your intuition, to trust spirit. All right? So every time you get this feeling of oh my God, like this mesmerizing feeling that you cannot, like you can sense the energy, something is going on in me. So I was gonna tell you this as well, very important, another message. It doesn't stay in the mind. If you want to elevate yourself, if you want to illuminate yourself spiritually, it only starts in the mind. It doesn't end there. So you might think that working on your beliefs and heal past traumas, and I know it can be really tiring, and that's when something is, truthfully, so my crystal went away. So when you want to go higher, when you want to elevate, when you want to ascend, right? It doesn't stay in the mind. You want to liberate yourself from the mind, right? So in order to do that, you need to go beyond the mind, beyond what you have been doing before, right? You need to embrace the unknown and act on those little sparks of light that you have. And sometimes those biggest, those big surge of energies, they are they are for a specific time, right? So it's in those times where you need to stop. It's like you will get to build this awareness inside that will tell you when to stop and listen, when to go off your path. It's like, it's not a setback. Even if you feel that something is a setback, even if you were planning to work on something one day and suddenly you need to stop and think and meditate on something else. It's not a setback. Remember, it's not a linear path. Our evolution is not linear. So when we get to meditate that in that idea that evolution is not linear, that we are not linear, that everything is like in a circle, like we want to expand ourselves. So that means that sometimes we need to get back in order to go up. We need to go down in order to go up. So the more, like we were talking about, the more you want to lift, the deeper the roots they need to be. All right. So the more you want to anchor an energy, a higher vibration energy, the more think of this, a triangle, right? So I'm gonna get my onyx pyramid triangle. So imagine this. You want to go up, 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 right? You want to go up. You want to reach. You want to reach for the stars. You want to be in the clouds to reach for the stars. But the more we want to go higher, the deep down our roots need to be. Because we are having a human experience. So in order to anchor these higher vibration energies, we need to go down. We need not only to walk in nature and eat healthy and go to the gym and drink lots of water, which is a beautiful and a conductor of energy, a beautiful and powerful conductor of energy. And in our healing process, it's very important to take water. Yes, they're telling me, tell them about the water. So it's really important to drink water. Even if when you finish watching this video, you go and have a drink of water in a glass cup, right? And you just pour the water and you take it, right? And then you think that you're feeling yourselves, your energy centers of that beautiful energy, right? So you can anchor this energy. You can anchor what I'm telling you. And yes, I am telling you higher vibration messages because I'm a link to the spiritual realm. All right. So it's not me. It's that I serve as a link to the spiritual. So you can have more of the heaven here on earth, right? So remember, when you want to anchor energies of higher vibrations, you need to go down. So not only drink water, not only go to the gym, not only, walk in nature, but you need to act on those hunches. So that time when I went to the hotel, it was so beautiful. It was I spent there one day, and it was so beautiful because I even took roses and it was so funny because I was telling this friend that if they saw me like with my suitcase and on top of that the roses, they would think like, oh, this is a romantic getaway. And indeed it was a romantic getaway with myself, because guess what? That's the biggest story of love that you're gonna live in this life. The story of finding yourself and to find unity with your divine essence and your divine mission, your purpose. When you merge with your higher self, you feel God inside. Because when you get to illuminate those places of shadows, right? When you get to illuminate more and more places and more places and more places, you're gonna be able to access a little bit closer that place of your inner castle. It's like if you've watched Lion King, Mufasa, right? Lion King, I love the beautiful song about, well, the whole movie is about reaching that place, Milele. So Milele, for them, is like the portal of the heart for me, right? It's that magical place where it's not that everything is gonna be swift and easy and, but it's a place where you can feel the limitless possibilities that arise, that you can access when you open that magic door. And that's where your story really starts. That's where the story, where you are the main character, the director, the producer, that's where that story starts. That's where the story starts to play out. That's where you start creating, because you haven't been creating, you have been driven by your shadow. We have been driven we have been fed by our shadows, by our limitations. So the mind, it's just a start. I want you to be hopeful. My husband was telling me, because we were having this conversation, and then he told me, well, please don't tell them that this is just a start, because then they are gonna, they're gonna be, what? Is this just a start? But yes, it's just a start, because now is when the story starts. So I guess this is good for today. So remember, if you want to anchor higher vibrations when they come from heaven, stop, act on them. I didn't know what was I gonna do going away for a day, but it was like that. I need to go tomorrow, and it was like that. Okay, so, and it was spectacular getaway. I was close to my house, but I was, alone in a room that I made up like a piece of heaven for me in that moment, to anchor that energy. It was very important to me. And sometimes those decisions are not easy to make, because the ones that are next to you, they won't understand. But I've been like that since I was a girl. I've never been so understood. So you have to follow yourself and that spark. Okay, so anchor your visions, very important. Drink lots of water, and especially when we stop this encounter. Okay, thank you so much for coming back, guys. See you soon. Namaste.